Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my astro community. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing your guys' 2020 love predictions. So I'm super excited for this video just because I did your 2020 predictions, like your overall year predictions, and that video is on my channel. You guys have probably already seen it, and I just want to thank you guys for 1.3 million views on that video, which is crazy. So I wanted to do a video specifically for love for 2020. So this video is just about your love life, your romantic life, all that stuff. I'm going to give you guys the tea about love and stuff in this video for your zodiac sign. Now remember that this video is most accurate for your rising sign, so I really recommend watching your rising sign. I know some people really resonate with their sun sign too, so you can watch like your sun, moon, or rising. I would say watch all three, right? Because just to get all the tea, but rising would be most accurate. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into the video. Make sure you know your rising sign, your sun sign, moon sign, and watch all three of those timestamps. And also you guys are lucky because I also posted these predictions that I mentioned in the video on my Instagram as well. So go ahead and go to my Instagram at astrokit and follow me because I'm gonna post a lot of stuff about predictions, memes, and stuff like that. So go ahead and go follow my Instagram at astrokit, and we're gonna get into this video. Okay, so let's talk about Aries love life in 2020. Okay, so Aries, as I mentioned in your predictions video, in 2020, you're really focused on work, you're focused on your goals, you're focused on your reputation. And I really see you being so focused on that you're not really focused on relationships. You're not focused on other people. I really see you being almost kind of selfish in 2020. And I feel like you're going to be selfish in like the best way possible, where it's like you're just so focused on your goals and you're channeling your goals so much. And not to say you can't have a love life and have goals and stuff, but I feel like Aries is so focused on their goals, and especially their work goals, their professional goals, that I feel like you don't even notice love like that. Like I feel like if love comes into your life in 2020, it's just gonna happen by chance. It's not like you're really searching for it. It's not like you're really pressed about love in 2020. Okay, so that brings me to the two types of people watching this video. So if you're single watching this video, I'm gonna give you a prediction, and then if you're in a relationship, I'm gonna give you a prediction too. And so for my single Aries, we'll start with you. So single Aries, I see you guys, like, honestly, if you want a relationship, I guess you can have one, but I really don't see like a relationship. Like I feel like, I'm not saying it's not possible, but I feel like it's just not highlighted. It's just not the forefront of your life in 2020. I feel like you care more about your goals in 2020, like I said and keep saying, than you do romance. But what I did write down for you guys is that if you do meet someone, it's going to be through social networking. It's going to be through work. It's going to be almost like, I see like a business romance, if that's possible for you in your life, a workplace romance, something like that. Like, since you're so focused on work in your professional life, you're more likely to meet someone through work or social networking events, maybe school, something like that, something kind of professional. I do see single people meeting other people through work and stuff. So if you do get in a relationship or date someone, it might be through work, it might be on the kind of commonality that you guys are both working on the same thing, same project, same goals. I see sort of like a power couple energy. So that's what I see for singles. Then for people in a relationship, honestly, I see your relationship being a bit strained. I see something happening where it's like I don't know, since you're so focused on your goals, right? If someone's not aligning with your goals, I feel like you're just gonna not hesitate to cut them out. So I see you having relationship issues kind of based on work or your goals, or someone isn't like matching up with your goals or the path you see for yourself, or your own agenda. Like I said, you're being kind of selfish in 2020. So if someone's not matching up with your agenda or your path, you're gonna cut them out, even if they are your romantic partner. So you might have some fights with your partner because of that. If you're in a relationship, maybe they're complaining because you're not spending time with them, things like that. I see fights and stuff based on your work life with your partner if you're in a relationship already. So yeah, overall, you're not really focused on relationships in 2020. If love does come into your life, that's a good thing too. I see love coming into your life though through work. I see you really building those professional relationships, building those connections with others, and not really focusing on love. I don't think you're focused on that at all. If it comes into your life, great. But I see more so professional relationships being built, maybe business romances, workplace romances, things like that. And if anything, maybe some sort of like power couple type of romance with somebody, because you're really on that power tip for the year. Like you're all about gaining power this year. So if you do date someone, it's going to be like a power couple type thing, right? And I do have a surprise for you guys. So if you go to my Instagram, I did write your prediction on an Instagram post and put it on my page. So go to my Instagram, the astrokit, so you guys can keep up with the predictions I do post on there. And I also post memes and go live and stuff like that. So go ahead and follow me, astrokit. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't already for more zodiac tea and predictions on your sign. I do monthly predictions too, so make sure you're subscribed, like this video, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see Aries in the next prediction video. Okay, so let's talk about Taurus's love life for 2020. Okay, Taurus, so as I mentioned in your 2020 predictions video, you're gonna have a very lucky year. You're gonna have a year where you're just really optimistic, you're traveling, you're just expanding your mind, your resources. Honestly, I feel like Tauruses are gonna have like a really great year overall, but I really wanna get into your love life really quickly and just talk about what's gonna happen for you, especially if you're single or if you're in a relationship. So honestly, for you, Taurus, in 2020, for your love life, I really see you having a lot of fun. I see you having a lot of romance, flirting. I feel like for Taurus, you're gonna do a lot of casual dating in 2020. And I feel like you're gonna have fun with it. And I feel like this is so significant for Taurus because Taurus, I feel like sometimes they have a hard time letting go of people, letting go of things. I honestly feel like sometimes, like once you get attached to a person, you feel like they're your person and you're not going to let them go, and you might struggle with breakups, or just casually dating might not be a super huge thing for a lot of Taurus, but it depends on your chart. But I feel like in 2020 you're gonna have so many options and you're gonna have so much like romance in your life that you're just kind of like not being so serious about it. I feel like you're going to be very lighthearted about it. You're going to have fun with it. Like I said, you're going to go on dates, and you're not going to be like, it's like you'll go on a date, have fun, and then maybe never even talk to that person again and like be fine. Like I feel like you're not going to have like a bunch of like emotional breakdowns because they don't like you or they don't like you back, or it's not serious or exclusive. I feel like you're just gonna have a fun dating life where you're just gonna be very carefree about it. And honestly, for Taurus, in your love life, like I said, you're gonna have so many options, and I feel like you're gonna be in almost like this position of power where it's like you have so many options, right? And then it's like, okay, I get to decide whether I want to make this serious. I get to decide if I want to keep this a situationship or just keep this as a flirtationship. I feel like you're gonna be in that power position of like, okay, yes, no, yes, no. You're not gonna be on like the other end of that, if that makes sense. So I feel like Taurus are gonna be like players in 2020, if you're not already. And then, as I mentioned, travel is really highlighted for you in 2020. So you might meet people while you're traveling. You might have like an overseas like romance or something like that. Something maybe lighthearted that doesn't mean anything, but I feel like you're going to be okay with that. Okay, so that brings me to the two types of people watching this video. So first things first, if you're single, I'm going to give you a prediction. And then if you're in a relationship, I'll give you a prediction too. Okay, so for singles, I definitely do see a relationship. Now, like I mentioned though, you're going to be in this power position, right? Where it's like, okay, I want them to be my boyfriend. I don't want them to be my boyfriend. I'm just going to use him, or blah, blah, blah. Like you're going to have like these, you're going to have like this roster, right? So if you're single, you really have the biggest choice, or you really have like the free will or free choice to choose if you want a partner or not. But if you don't want it, you don't need to have it, if that makes sense. I feel like with Taurus singles, like if you want a relationship, you can have it. You will have it. If you don't want one, you don't have to have one. I don't really see anything where it's like you're gonna have one, like definitely. I just feel like if you want one, you have the options. I feel like you're gonna have so many options next year, or I mean this year in 2020. So yeah, if you want it, it's yours. If you're single, a relationship is very likely for you. And then I really feel like if you do meet someone and you're single, it's almost very destined, or it's very fated. It is a relationship that might be very significant for you if you do choose to have one. Okay, so then for my people in a relationship already, I see your relationship strengthening even more. I do see a lot of positive energy around your relationship if you're in one already. And then I do see it going public as well. So let's say you're just talking to someone right now, maybe by summer, maybe by fall, you go public with it. I know Taurus specifically can be very private about the relationships, but I really feel like if you are in a relationship this year and it's always been private or just on the low or secretive, it's gonna go public this year. You're gonna publicly be seen together, maybe publicly post on social media. Either way, if you're in a relationship, I do see some sort of publicity around your relationship. And overall, I do see it strengthening quite a bit. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. So I wrote down these predictions on my Instagram and I put it on a post on my page. So go to my Instagram, the astrokit, to check out this prediction. And then also subscribe to my channel for more predictions. I do monthly predictions. So make sure you're subscribed so you can catch the next one. And I'll see you Tauruses in my next video. Okay, so let's talk about Gemini's love life in 2020. Okay, Gemini, so in your 2020 predictions video that I did previously, I described how like your year in 2020 might be a little bit unstable. It might be a little bit like up and down, a lot of transformations, a little bit of inconsistency, right? So I really feel like that same energy is very much carried into your love life in 2020. And I know you guys probably don't want to hear that, but honestly, I see a lot of kind of chaos with your love life in 2020. I kind of see this energy of like very unexpected circumstances, if that makes sense. So it's like you might unexpectedly break up with someone, or you unexpectedly get in a relationship, or since your year next year, it's very like 8th house themed. I mentioned that in the last prediction video, but you kind of have this 8th house energy, and 8th house energy is like all about extremes, extreme changes, extreme transformations. So honestly, anything can happen in your love life, but it might be extreme. So like I said, there might be an extreme breakup, extreme fight, extreme just like issues that you will have to deal with in 2020. But I do feel like the chaos or breakups or transformations that do happen in your love life in 2020 are very necessary for your growth process. Another thing about this energy for you is that you might attract like karmic partners. So if you do get in a relationship, I feel like it might be a karmic partner. And if you guys don't know about karmic partners, karmic soulmates, it's not really an easy relationship to have. I feel like you guys can Google about that because I don't really talk about that on my channel. But usually karmic soulmates, karmic partners are meant to teach you a lesson. And a lot of times those lessons are very hard learned. So I do see more like a karmic theme to your partnerships. If you do get into one, you might unexpectedly get into a relationship, but then it's like a karmic partner, karmic soulmate. It's not really like a partner that you want to have for your whole life. And then maybe like on a brighter note though, your partnerships do intensify on some level. Like maybe they go from like a friendship to a relationship, or you just reach an intense level of intimacy with someone else. Okay, so that brings me to the two types of people watching this video. So I'm gonna give a prediction for single Geminis watching this, and then I'm gonna give a prediction for Geminis in a relationship. Okay, so first things first with single Geminis, like I've been mentioning, I do see like maybe a partnership if you want one. However, I feel like the partnership you're gonna attract is a karmic partner. I don't really see it being like your one true soulmate love. If you already have that kind of person, that's cool too. But if you're single, I feel like you might attract a karmic partner, or someone that just brings you some challenges, or brings you hard lessons, or you might be with someone where it's like a lot of ups and downs throughout the year, a lot of inconsistencies, maybe like a huge breakup with someone. So if you're single, I would say, I wouldn't say to expect a relationship. I would say to kind of be wary of the people you do attract in 2020. They're here to bring you lessons, but it might not be your one true love, if that makes sense, if you're single. So yeah, if you're single, I would say don't expect like your knight in shining armor, one true love to just pull up on you in 2020. Like I said, you might attract more of a karmic partner in 2020. Okay, so for my Geminis in a relationship, as I mentioned, there's like this kind of chaotic energy with your year and your love life. So you might break up with someone unexpectedly. If you don't break up with a person, I feel like there might be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of challenges, fights, arguments. However, though, I feel like if you're dating someone now and it's serious, and you make it through the entire year without breaking up, then that person you're probably really meant to be with. Because for you, love-wise, it might be kind of a hard year for you. So if you kind of stand the test of time and deal with your challenges and the ups and downs with this one person, I feel like it's really meant to last. So if you're in a relationship and it does last through 2020, it's really meant to be, I feel like. But for some people in relationships, you might break up with someone unexpectedly. There's a lot of ups and downs. And if it's meant to be cut off or let go of, then you're supposed to let it go. And then also I have a surprise for you guys. So I did write down the predictions I gave you in this video on my Instagram page on a post. So go ahead and follow me at astrokit on Instagram. Also subscribe to my channel because I do monthly predictions. So you want to keep up with those. So make sure you're subscribed. Follow me on Instagram at astrokit, and I will see you Geminis in my next video. Okay, so let's talk about Cancer's love life in 2020. Okay, Cancers, so as I mentioned in your 2020 video, like my initial prediction video for 2020 for you guys, I did mention a relationship for you. And I actually feel like out of all of the zodiac signs, Cancer actually has like a highlighted energy on their relationship part of their life. And I honestly feel like a lot of Cancers will get into a relationship, date someone new, or just strengthen their partnership with the person they're already with. So overall for you, Cancer, in your love life, I do see a lot of highlighted energy around your love life in general for 2020. And honestly, I do see like a lot of like positive energy around it. I mean, you do have Jupiter in the 7th house in 2020, so that's extremely good luck for relationships because 7th house is about relationships. Jupiter is the planet of luck, so it's like you're almost destined to attract a partner into your life, attract like your dream partner into your life. You're just gonna have a lot of success with relationships, with dating, things like that. As I mentioned in the previous years for you, maybe relationships were a bit of a challenge, but this year I feel like you're really blessed with new relationships, and it doesn't even have to be romantic, but I feel like you're gonna like get new friends, new partnerships that are romantic, things like that. So that brings me to the two types of people watching this video. So either you're single or in a relationship. So I'm gonna give a prediction for single Cancers, and then I'm gonna give a prediction for relationship Cancers. Okay, so first things first, single Cancers, you're getting into a relationship, period. Like, I feel so confident that like most single Cancers are gonna get into a relationship next year. I feel like it's so inevitable. Even if you're watching this and you're so single, like 0% like single, like 0 options, whatever, single, I feel like you might even get into a relationship super unexpectedly, like you didn't even plan it. I feel like you might even get into a relationship where it's like your dream person or the person you might marry, or depending like how old you are, or like depending if you want a serious relationship, but I feel like it's a person you really do want. Because I know sometimes we can attract people that are like karmic partners, karmic soulmates, which are kind of hard relationships to have. But I feel like you're going to attract a relationship that, you know, gives you life instead of drains you. I know with Cancers, a lot of times they can feel used in relationships or feel like the emotional crutch for people, or just have people kind of use or take advantage of your niceness sometimes. But I feel like you're not going to attract a person like that in 2020. You're going to attract a really great person that aligns with your goals, aligns with your life, your values, somebody you really do like. So yeah, single Cancers, I'm saying it right now, I feel like you guys are gonna get into a relationship. I actually really want you guys to like come back to this video at the end of 2020 and tell me if you're booed up or not, because I definitely feel like you're gonna be booed up at least by the end of the year. And you're gonna be booed up with somebody you deserve, like your true Prince Charming, not just some dusty that like isn't worth your time. You're really gonna attract that guy into your life you actually like and that likes you back. Okay, so relationship Cancers. So again, there's like this positive energy for you for your love life. So I think I got a lot of comments on my last video from Cancers that were like thinking that like if you're in a relationship, are you gonna break up and get someone new? But honestly, I feel like if you're in a relationship and you're a Cancer right now, the relationship you're in might strengthen, or it might be taken to the next level. So like I said, depending on your age, where you are in life, you could be talking to someone and then become their girlfriend, or you can be someone's girlfriend then be taken to fiance, or be fiance taken to wife. So I see that kind of energy happening for Cancers. So wherever you are in your relationship stage, however old you are, I see marriage, engagements, you know, taking, like, let's say you even just have a crush on someone. You might start dating your crush if you're like a high schooler. So either way, I do see you taking things to the next level, becoming serious, becoming exclusive, monogamous, all that kind of stuff if you're in a relationship already. If you're in a relationship and maybe you've had issues in the past or kind of like a bumpy road, I feel like this year might not be as bumpy. It might be more smooth. You might just become a stronger team, become a stronger bond with that person that you are dating or in a relationship with right now. And then on another note, if you're in a relationship and let's say it does fizzle out or you do break up, because that is possible, I feel like you just have more options on the way anyway, or someone even better just waiting for you if you do break up with someone. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. I did write down all of the predictions I just gave you in a post, and I put it on my Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at astrokit to keep up with the post I do about predictions. And then also subscribe to my channel because I do predictions every single month. So you want to keep up with those too. So make sure you are subscribed. And then yeah, I'll see you Cancers in my next video. Okay, so let's talk about Leo's love life for 2020. Okay, Leo, so as I mentioned in your 2020 predictions video, I already posted on my channel. In 2020, you're going to be very focused on your work. You're going to be focused on health as well. You might be focused on some sort of health journey, self-improvement journey. And I really feel like that energy is going to be really magnified in your love life as well. I honestly feel like you're going to be so focused on self-improvement, living your best life, being healthy, being on top of your stuff, being productive, that you're not going to have time for any BS at all. In your love life, I see you being very discerning about who you choose to date. If you choose to date anyone, honestly, for Leos in 2020, I don't see your love life being super magnified. Honestly, it's like a part of your life. Like, it's always going to be a part of your life. But in 2020, I see you being so focused on self-improvement that if someone doesn't align with that, or someone doesn't respect your health journey, your self-improvement journey, your work, that you're just gonna like dismiss them like straight up. And I really see you choosing partners based on your goals, based on your true values. I know sometimes in relationships it's easy to like compromise or be like you'll kind of downplay certain parts of yourself just to date someone or things like that. But I feel like for Leos in 2020, you're not putting yourself, like, I feel like for Leos in 2020, you're not going to like downplay yourself. You're not going to put yourself on a back burner for anyone. I feel like in 2020, you're putting yourself first in your love life. And if someone is not with that, if someone doesn't respect that, then you're just like, bye. And then also I do see in your love life, I feel like you kind of take it more seriously in 2020, if that makes sense, because you're so serious about yourself and your own improvement and your goals and your work and stuff and your achievements. I feel like you're going to choose partners based on those kind of things, if that makes sense. Like, you'll choose a partner like that is already successful at what they do, or somebody that is also ambitious as well. As I mentioned, you're not just going to choose people or date people just because you're bored or lonely. I feel like you're going to really respect yourself and choose people that are worth your time and worth your status and worth even being seen with you. Okay, so that brings me to the two types of Leos watching this video. So either you're single or in a relationship. So I'm gonna give a prediction for single Leos, and then I'll give a prediction for relationship Leos. Okay, so for single Leos, I do see somewhat of like an unexpected relationship. And honestly, I feel like it's something you don't see coming at all. I feel like you're gonna be so focused on yourself, single Leos, well, relationship Leos too, but single Leos too. You're gonna be so focused on yourself and your work that you're not really noticing people, you know, trying to like pursue you, I guess. So I feel like that's what makes it unexpected, because it's like, you know, you're so focused on yourself, right? And then people are observing that, you know, potential suitors are seeing you focus on yourself so much, and they kind of want to be a part of it. So I feel like you might unexpectedly get into a relationship or romance, anything like that, but you might not see it coming at first. And then also, I do see a workplace relationship for Leos, or a workplace romance, or maybe you date one of your coworkers secretly, or maybe one of your coworkers has a crush on you, or depending wherever you work, if whatever professional setting you're a part of, I feel like you might have some sort of dating romance there. Okay, so let's talk about Leos in a relationship. So for the relationship Leos, I do see you strengthening your relationship. I do see it being taken to the next level. And honestly, for the relationship Leos out there, I feel like you're gonna do something major with your partner. Like I see some sort of like, let's say you do some sort of business deal together, or you collaborate on a project together, or maybe you even like start some sort of business together. I do see you joining forces and joining together to create something almost like in a professional sense. So whatever field you're in, maybe your partner's in the same field as you, maybe you collaborate to create something in that field on some level. But either way, I do see relationship Leos kind of doing some sort of business with their partner on some level, and maybe something kind of serious, like something where it involves contracts or money, something like that, that is collaborative and is sort of serious and requires you to be kind of like this power couple or power team together. And I do see it strengthening quite a bit, and specifically I do see you kind of being like this team with your partner, friend, like really bonding on like a friendship level, professional level with your partner. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. I actually wrote down like all the predictions I just gave you on my Instagram page on a post, so go follow me at astrokit on Insta. I do post a lot on there about predictions, memes, stuff like that, and then subscribe to my channel as well so you can catch the next prediction I do. I do them pretty much every single month, like pretty much every week almost, so make sure you're subscribed, so you can catch every prediction I do, and I will see you Leos in my next video. Okay, so let's talk about Virgo's love life for 2020. Okay, so Virgo, you guys are like one of the zodiac signs I'm actually really excited for 2020, and I think I mentioned that in my 2020 predictions video, and also in my 2020 predictions video that I posted before this one. I said that you guys would actually have a very active dating life, romantic life. Romance and dating is actually really highlighted for you in 2020. And so overall for Virgos in 2020, I feel like your love life is very activated in a positive way. I feel like I see you having a lot of like romance, flirting, going on dates. I see a lot of like lighthearted energy as it pertains to dating. And honestly, I think I said this in my last video, but I see Virgos having options in 2020. Like I really see you guys having like a full roster, or many people you're talking to at once, or just having a lot of people pursue you. There's just like so much romantic energy happening for you. Maybe you actually get to date your crush, or maybe you just find yourself around people that you think are cute. Maybe they think you're cute. There's just like a lot of romantic energy like magnified for Virgos in 2020. And I do see a lot of dating for you guys. I feel like people will just ask you out on dates quite a bit, or just ask to hang out, or I just see this kind of like kind of lovey-dovey kind of energy where people just kind of want to be around you romantically in 2020. And I do see you socializing more. So when you are socializing or going to parties or concerts, which I do see like a lot for you guys in 2020 is just like socializing. I feel like when you're socializing is when you'll get a lot of attention, romantic attention. You see your crush, they like you back, people ask you out. I just see this scenario where you're just like at parties or socializing and people are just like, oh my gosh, I want her, like the Virgo over there. But anyway, okay, so that brings me to the two types of Virgos watching this video. So the first type of Virgo is single Virgo and then relationship Virgo. So I'm gonna give a prediction for each one of you guys. So for single Virgos, I definitely do see a relationship. Like I said, you have options in 2020. Like even if you are super single right now or you don't have a roster right now, I see a roster, I see options. So I feel like because you have so many options, it's just like inevitable to get into a relationship if you want one. But then again, if you're like a player and you just like want your options but you don't really want to date any one of them, you can do that too. But I do see a relationship definitely for Virgos, single Virgos. If you want one, you will probably get one in 2020. If you don't want one, you're gonna have a lot of options anyway, a lot of romantic interests pursuing you anyway. So you're gonna have some sort of situationship, flirtationship, flirt with your crush, anything like that will happen in 2020 if you don't get into a literal relationship. And then for relationship Virgos watching this, I do see a relationship strengthening quite a bit. And I feel like it will strengthen just because you guys are going to be more romantic, go on more dates. Let's say you've been dating for a while and you guys lost that spark or you lost that love, or it's just not as like lovey-dovey as it used to be. Maybe you're out of like the honeymoon phase. In 2020, it's gonna get like a boost, it's gonna get a spark. You guys are gonna have that like puppy love all over again. Maybe you're going on more dates or renew your vows or go on a vacation together or do something just like really romantic and fun, and that really just boosts the romance in your relationship as it stands already. So Virgos in a relationship, I do see positive energy around your relationship. Oh yeah, also I meant to warn you guys that your fifth house is really activated in 2020, and fifth house is the house of children and like fertility. So Virgos are going to be really fertile in 2020. So that could be a good thing depending on who you are. So if you want to have a baby in 2020, it's a good year for that. If you're not trying to have a baby, be careful, like use birth control, stuff like that, just because there is like a lot of energy that's very fertile for you. So if you want to have a baby, good, green light, do that. It's a good time for that. If you don't have a baby, just be careful because you're gonna be kind of more fertile than usual. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. I actually wrote down all the prediction I just gave you in this video on my Instagram posts. So go to my Instagram at astrokit to catch that post. Also subscribe to my channel because I do predictions like every single month, so you don't want to miss any of your predictions. So subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram because I do post the predictions on my page as well. So make sure you do both of those things. And I will see you Virgos in my next video. Okay, so let's talk about Libra's love life in 2020. Okay, Libras, so as I mentioned in your 2020 predictions video, in 2020, you're very focused on home, family, your past. And honestly, for your love life in 2020, I don't see it being super highlighted for you. However, I do see potential reconciliation for you, potentially dating people from your past, just potentially dating people you've already dated or people you've already known about. And honestly, for Libras, I see this energy where it's like dating isn't your number one priority. I feel like Libras are always focused on relationships and they always like want to boo. But in 2020, I feel like you're not really super focused on that. I feel like you're focused on other things. And then if that happens or it just comes into your life naturally, then it happens. But I feel like you're not super hyper focused on that in 2020. And then also I do see a little bit of like casual dating or just like superficial dating, flirting, things like that. I feel like that's just like the regular life of a Libra. But in 2020, I see a lot of superficial dating. I don't see like a super serious like monogamous serious relationship in 2024 Libra. So that brings me to the two types of Libra watching this video. So first of all, there's single Libras, and then there's Libras in a relationship. So I'm going to give a prediction for single Libras and then relationship Libras too. Okay, so for single Libras, I do see casual dating. As I mentioned, I don't really like specifically see a relationship. I feel like if you do get in a relationship, it'll be someone you already know. It'll be someone that maybe you dated once. It might be a reconciliation in an extreme case, but I do see kind of maybe, let's say like you date someone that like you went to high school with, or you date someone that you knew when you were a kid, or something like that, where it's like someone kind of unexpected, but at the same time you know them already. And so if you're single, I do see a potential relationship, but I don't see a definitive one, if that makes sense. I see one, like if you want one, you can have one type of thing, but I don't see one where it's like, okay, this is your soulmate you're meeting in 2020. Although for some people you might meet that kind of person in 2020, I don't see it like super magnified for a lot of Libras. And I do see you maybe dating someone from your past, like I mentioned, which kind of sounds like not so much fun, but honestly it could be like a good thing, because it's like you can date someone where it's like, wow, I never noticed that person, but I always grew up with them, and then maybe it forms into a really great bond between you two. Okay, so for my relationship Libras, if you're in a relationship, I feel like your relationship it'll be like maintained. I feel like it might strengthen. I don't think there's going to be any super big breakup. I don't see like huge emphasis on that. If you're in a relationship, you know, I feel like the romance in your relationship might intensify as well. So maybe you might go on more dates, be more lovey-dovey towards each other. I do see like the romantic aspect, why did I say like romantic aspect of your relationship intensifying, and I see you kind of just like maintaining your relationship as it is. I don't see any super negative energy or super bad energy around a partnership if you're already in one. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. I actually wrote down the predictions I just gave you on my Instagram at astrokit, so make sure you're following me on there, and then also subscribe to my channel because I do predictions every month, so you don't want to miss them. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, following me on Instagram, and I will see you Libras in my next video. Okay, so let's talk about Scorpio's love life in 2020. Okay, Scorpios, so as I mentioned in my 2020 predictions video for you guys that I already posted on my channel, 2020 is a really like a year of communication for you. It's a year where you are very busy, maybe you're focused on work, but either way, there's this emphasis of communicating and collaborating with others for you in 2020. So I feel like this same theme really carries over into your love life as well in 2020. And honestly, I see this really interesting energy for Scorpios in 2020, like in your love life, where it's like, I feel like you might get into a relationship very unexpectedly, or you just have a lot of options unexpectedly. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, maybe you're not super focused on your romantic life, but somehow you just get so many options. You get so many people pursuing you almost out of nowhere, where you're like, where did you come from? Or you just like get a roster of people you're dating and you don't really know how it happened. So overall, in your love life, I see this energy of kind of like unexpectedness, but honestly I feel like it's like the best like unexpected type of surprise type of thing. I know some Scorpios don't like surprises because you guys like to be like in control and like stuff, but I feel like in 2020 you're gonna receive a lot of like love surprises, if that makes sense. So if that makes you uncomfortable, I feel like you're gonna be happy about it anyway. And I feel like a lot of Scorpios are gonna have moments where it's like you're dating someone and you're like, wait, where did this person come from? Or like, how did I even meet this person? Or how did we even start talking romantically? I feel like since communication is so amplified for you in 2020, you're gonna kind of maybe accidentally flirt your way into some like relationships or situationships or like flirtationships. And overall, I feel like you're gonna accidentally flirt your way into a lot of different things in 2020. Okay, so that brings me to the two types of Scorpios watching this video. So Scorpio 1, you are single. Scorpio 2, you might be in a relationship. So I'm gonna give a prediction for single Scorpios and then Scorpios in a relationship too. Okay, so single Scorpios, I do see a relationship for you. If you want one, you will have one. If you don't want one, of course you don't have to have one. But the thing is with you is that, like I said, it might be very unexpected. It might be something where it's like, what are you talking about? I'm single right now. I want to be single the whole year, blah, blah, blah. But you just might randomly get into a relationship or randomly start dating someone or date someone unexpectedly. But I feel like it's like a good surprise. Like, as I talk about this, I feel like the energy is like a good unexpected, if that makes sense. It's not like a scary unexpected or something like that. So for singles, I feel like you might start dating someone and not really see it coming. Also, another thing for singles is that you might date someone that lives near you. So like you might start dating your neighbor or like a coworker or someone you met through friends. You're gonna start dating someone that is kind of someone like you see every day, like someone you see on a daily basis. And I feel like those are the kind of people you're like, okay, like who cares? You don't really pay attention to them, but you might start dating someone like that, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's why it's unexpected for you, because it's like, okay, I see this person every day, they're my neighbor, who cares? But then you start dating your neighbor and then who knows? So yeah, single Scorpios, you might get in a relationship with someone unexpectedly, and they might be someone like a neighbor, coworker, workplace romance, even something like that. Okay, so then my Scorpios in a relationship, I feel like your relationship might escalate unexpectedly. Like I said, I feel like it's a kind of good unexpectedness, if that makes sense. It might be kind of bad too, who knows, but it might be something like, for example, let's say you're in a relationship and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, let's take it to the next level, or oh, let's meet my parents, or oh, here's a promise ring, or something like that, where it's like next level type of thing, right? But it's sort of unexpected. Like maybe your partner says something to you like that and you didn't see it coming. Like maybe you just met them and they're like, let's meet my parents, and you're like, wait, hold up. Or even maybe you've been together for a while and they say, let's meet my parents, or they want to give you some sort of ring, or they want to move in with you. Either way, they might pop some sort of question on you that is sort of unexpected. Maybe if it's your crush, maybe they want to be in a relationship with you. Or if it's someone you really like, you're just talking, they might unexpectedly ask you to be their girlfriend. Something like that, where it's like they pop this question on you that takes things to the next level. And it might be kind of unexpected on your end. And then also for the relationship Scorpios, your relationship might take like an unexpected turn. Like I mentioned, it can be a good thing. It doesn't have to be, it might be a bad thing, good thing, who knows, but either way, there's like an unexpected turn. So maybe like unexpectedly you move in together, unexpectedly you buy, I don't know, a business together, or do something together that's sort of unexpected. Or on a more negative note, maybe you unexpectedly get into an argument with them, or something like that. Either way, there's like this energy of unexpectedness for you if you're in a relationship. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. I actually wrote down the predictions I gave you in this video on my Instagram. So go to my Instagram, astrokit, to catch the predictions that I do make on my channel. And then also subscribe to my channel because I do predictions every month. You don't want to miss them. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss them. And I will see you Scorpios in my next video. Okay, so let's talk about Sagittarius love life in 2020. So Sagittarius in 2020, like I mentioned in my original 2020 predictions video, you're very focused on your money this year. You're focused on building wealth. You might be very focused on work or your professional life this year, and really focused on your own self-development. And so I see these themes kind of carrying into your dating life and your love life as well in 2020. So in your love life in 2020, I see you guys being so focused on yourself, and I feel like you're gonna just be so focused on your own self-worth, your own self-esteem. I feel like your self-esteem is gonna be just like on 10 this year. And I know Sagittarius usually have pretty high self-esteem, but this year you're you're truly gonna believe it or truly just like radiate that self-esteem to other people. And then, like I said, you're really focused on your money, you're focused on your resources, you're focused on career this year. That I feel like you have very much like laser vision on those things, and you're really focused on yourself this year. So when it comes to your dating life, I feel like if someone doesn't match up with that, someone doesn't match up with your goals, if someone doesn't see your worth this year, I feel like you're just gonna dismiss them, cut them out, and just not have time for that. And honestly, I see you in 2020 kind of like, if someone isn't aligned with your goals, your path, or whatever you're doing in like a professional sense or in terms of your goals and your vision for life, I feel like you're just gonna cut them out very easily. I know sometimes for Sagittarius or just anyone really watching this, I feel like it's easy to just keep people, but I see Sagittarius doing the opposite. You're gonna be like, okay, you're just wasting space in my life. You don't see my value or worth. Goodbye. Like, here's the door. Like, that's your energy in 2020. And honestly, I see you only entertaining people that align with your goals, that can help your goals. I can see you being sort of like focus on like that power couple dynamic more so than some like flimsy fling that doesn't matter. I see you focusing on something that actually contributes to like your net worth somehow or your status in life somehow. Okay, so that brings me to the two types of Sagittarius watching this video. So the first one are the single Sagittarius, the second are the relationship Sagittarius. So I'm gonna give a prediction for you if you're single, and then I'll give a prediction if you're in a relationship. Okay, so for my single Sagittarius, I do see you like casually dating. I do see you like definitely dating, like that's gonna be a theme in your 2020. I don't see it being like a major theme or something you're just hyper focused on. Like I said, you're really focused on your goals, especially like your money, building your wealth, your resources, things like that. You're so focused on like this self-esteem and your self-worth that you're kind of like have like that laser vision where you're not super focused on anything else. And honestly, in 2020, I see Sagittarius being very picky. I see you like not entertaining too many people. I see you taking your partners more seriously, or taking who you consider or taking who you bring into your life more seriously, or taking your standards more seriously. Like I almost see Sagittarius, like the single ones in 2020, like having this list, and if the person doesn't match up with that list, you're just like, bye. Like you're just not entertaining people that aren't worth your time. You're not entertaining people just because you're bored. I feel like you are so focused and so serious on your goals that if someone doesn't match up with that you're just like, whatever, bye. So because of that, I do see you being more selective, more picky, and really enforcing your standards more if you're single, and attracting a partner that is worth your time, attracting a partner that's more like on that power couple status with you. Okay, so for my Sagittarius in a relationship, I feel like if you're in a relationship, your relationship will be strengthened. I specifically feel like you'll kind of join resources somehow with your partner. Maybe you buy something important together. Maybe you buy a dog together, start a business together, sign some sort of contract together, move in together. I definitely see you, if you're in a relationship and it's serious and you want to be with that person, I see it getting more serious and kind of, what's the word, like solidifying based on something you both buy together, if that makes sense. Because obviously that's a big, huge step in a relationship and takes two people to the next level. So I see you going to the next level with someone through joining your resources with them somehow. And honestly, I see you like, if you're in a relationship, I just keep seeing like this power couple theme with you guys in 2020. So if you're in a relationship, I do see that kind of power couple dynamic blossoming between you and someone else. Maybe you guys both achieve some sort of status somehow, and then join your status together and become more powerful together. Either way, I don't see like this flimsy, just romantic, just superficial connection with someone. I just see something serious, something that is like, I don't know, marriage worthy, something that is worth building over time. And if you're in a relationship, I do see you kind of taking it to the next level, strengthening it. If you don't do that literally, like through money and resources and stuff, I do see you just kind of being more of a team with someone else, being that power couple with someone else and joining your statuses together. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. So the predictions I just gave you in this video, I actually wrote down and put it on my Instagram page. So go follow my Instagram at astrokit. Make sure you're subscribed because I do predictions every single month. You don't want to miss them. So make sure you're subscribed, and then you can catch the same predictions on my Instagram as well at astrokit. I will see you, Sagittarius, in my next video. Okay, so let's talk about Capricorn's love life in 2020. Okay, Capricorns, so as I mentioned in your 2020 predictions video that I already posted on my channel, in 2020, you're honestly really focused on yourself, your self-improvement. Honestly, you're just really confident in 2020. And so I see that same theme really carried over into your love life in 2020. And honestly, I feel like Capricorns are going to attract really amazing relationships in 2020 just because, like I said, you're so focused on yourself in 2020. You're really shining from within. You're really magnetic. And I feel like when you're really focused on yourself, that's when you really attract a really good partner for you because they see you, they observe you, they see what you're doing, they see how confident you are, how passionate you are about yourself, your life, your goals, and they kind of want to be a part of that. And so in 2020, I really see Capricorns really just attracting people so effortlessly to you. And so in 2020, I really see Capricorns attracting people so effortlessly towards you. People are just going to be so drawn to you naturally. You don't even have to work too hard or be desperate or really want a relationship. I feel like you're just going to attract one into your life so easily. And honestly, I see you attracting romances you never expected. I know Capricorns are the ones to plan things, the ones that, like to control things and predict things and all that stuff. But I really feel like you'll attract someone you never really expected. And I feel like you're going to really like them. Even if you never planned to date them or it wasn't in your schedule. I feel like you're going to attract someone unexpected into your life that you might end up dating that you actually really do like. And also, I feel like the really unique thing about Capricorn this year and your love life is that you're going to attract people that really align with your journey, that really, help push you forward somehow. I feel like you're not going to attract people that are just distracting or people that are just cute or people that don't really offer anything to your life. You know what I mean? I feel like you're going to attract people that actually support your journey, that actually align with your goals. Because you're so focused on your goals this year, I feel like people that you attract are also going to be focused maybe on the same goal, and because of that you're going to have like a really great partnership with people romantically because you have the same goals and same journey in life. Okay, so that brings me to the two types of Capricorns watching this video. So Capricorn 1, you might be single, and the Capricorn 2, you might be in a relationship. So I'm going to give a prediction for Capricorns that are single, and then a prediction for Capricorns that are in a relationship too. Okay, so for my single Capricorns, I definitely feel like a relationship is likely for you. If you want one, you can have one. Although I do feel like you're so focused on yourself this year that you're not super pressed about a relationship, but I feel like that's where like that unexpected surprise factor comes in. And I wrote down for single Capricorns, I feel like your dating life will really surprise you. Like right now you're probably like, okay, I don't have a dating life, I don't have a roster. If you do or don't, I definitely feel like your dating life will surprise you somehow. You'll attract someone you actually really like, or you just attract someone that you've always kind of wanted to date but never really found, if that makes sense. Like you kind of might meet that person that you just have in your head as like your perfect person, and it might really surprise you, or it might be very unexpected for you. So for single Capricorns, I do see a relationship for you if you want one, and I definitely see a more serious one as well. Although it might be a little bit of a fling or superficial at first, I do see you getting serious with someone in 2020. Okay, so then for Capricorns in a relationship, I do see like very positive energy for your relationship. I do see it strengthening. Maybe it is taken to the next level. And something I see happening for the Capricorns in a relationship is that you're really reinitiating your values to each other. I definitely see you guys falling in love all over again, if that makes sense. So if you're in a relationship and maybe you've had hard times, you've had ups and downs, you're past the honeymoon phase, you've been together a while, I feel like in 2020 you're gonna have a moment or months or days or whatever where it's like you just fall in love with that person all over again. You have more romance. It's like a new spark is initiated and you guys really realize why you even got into a relationship in the first place. You fall in love again, things like that. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. So I actually wrote down all of the predictions I just gave you in this video, and I put them on my page on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at astrokit to catch my predictions. Also subscribe to my channel to catch my monthly predictions. You really don't want to miss those. And then catch me on Instagram to catch the same. Just catch my predictions on Instagram and YouTube. So subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and I'll see my Capricorns in the next video. Okay, so let's talk about Aquarius love life in 2020. Okay, so Aquarius, as I mentioned in my 2020 prediction for you guys, in 2020, you guys are really focused on yourself, on your own inward spiritual journey. This is a year of like isolation for you. Maybe it's a year where you're more like hidden, or you're not super social or public. And so because of that, I see that same energy kind of being mirrored in your love life too. So in 2020, I'm going to be honest, I don't really see your love life being very magnified. I don't see like a super definitive energy of like, oh, here's a relationship, or here's dating, here's romance. I see you so focused on, I see you so inwardly focused that I don't see you really projecting your energy to other people in a romantic way. And so because of that, I see you being very self-reflective. And if anything, you're reflecting on past partnerships. I don't really see you really initiating a lot of new partnerships or dating a whole bunch. I see you kind of being more reflective on your dating life, reflective on your life in general, and just really focused on the spiritual journey you are on right now. And so that brings me to the two types of Aquarius watching this video. So you can be single watching this, or you might be in a relationship already. So I'm going to give a prediction for single Aquarius, and then I'll give a prediction for relationship Aquariuses. Okay, so for my Aquarius that are single, I honestly feel like you're not going to be like relationship focused overall. I feel like you're not going to be pressed for a relationship, if that makes sense. I feel like you're going to be very like happy with your singleness, if that makes sense. Like you're gonna be very like, okay, I'm glad I'm single. I'm not really looking. I see you being very comfortable in your singlehood, if that makes sense. However, for single Aquarius, I feel like if you attract someone, it might be a secretive thing, or it might be something that is a little bit taboo. You might be a side chick, I don't know. But 12th house does rule secrets, and the 12th house is really activated for you in 2020. So you might have some sort of secret love affair, some sort of secret romantic, I don't know, partner or love affair, like I said. And then also, if you do meet someone, you might meet them at a concert. You might also meet someone overseas, because I do see like Aquarius traveling somewhat in 2020. So if you do meet someone romantically, it might be overseas. It might be at a concert or some music event, something like that. And then overall, I do see your dating life being a little bit more casual. I don't see it being like I don't see you getting in a super serious relationship. If you do meet someone like overseas or at a concert or like wherever, I see it being kind of more superficial. I don't see like a super exclusive monogamous like relationship for Aquarius, single Aquarius in 2020. Okay, so let's talk about Aquarius that are in a relationship. Okay, so if you're an Aquarius and you're in a relationship right now, I do see it strengthening somehow, and specifically I see you bonding closer in a spiritual sense. So I do see you maybe even like traveling together or doing something that brings you closer, not necessarily like in a physical way, but just like on a mental level, in a spiritual way. Like I said, there's like this huge spiritual theme for Aquarius in 2020. So I feel like if you're in a relationship, you might kind of see that same theme being magnified for you. And honestly, you can expect to bond closer with your partner in a spiritual sense. And I see this happening maybe by maybe if you travel together, or if you go to a concert together, or just do something kind of more spiritual, very intimate with each other. I see that bond getting closer in that sense. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. So I wrote down all of the predictions I just gave you on an Instagram post on my Instagram. So follow my Instagram at astrokit to keep up with those. Also subscribe, because you don't really want to miss the predictions I do every single month. So make sure you're subscribed so you can catch the predictions every month. And I will see you, Aquarius, in my next video. Okay, so let's talk about Pisces love life in 2020. Okay, so for you Pisces, as I mentioned in your 2020 predictions video, I predicted that a lot of you guys are gonna get into a relationship. Like, that's like a major prediction for a lot of Pisces. And as I mentioned, your entire year is really very social. I see you getting into more social groups, socializing, making new friends, all that kind of stuff. And I feel like that same energy is very much carried into your dating life. And honestly, I feel like your dating life, your love life is very activated in 2020. I feel like for a lot of Pisces, you might have been a little bit lonely. As I mentioned, you might have lost friends. Maybe you broke up with a partner. Either way, 2019, I think for Pisces was a little bit lonely, but I feel like you're getting so many new relationships in 2020. And one of them are going to be definitely a romantic partnership. And something for Pisces that I'm predicting, and something that I feel like is just such a good thing for you guys, is that you're going to attract a partnership you truly want. This partner you're attracting is sort of like a soulmate, somebody you've been waiting for, someone that just checks off all those boxes on your list. I know Pisces are the type to like always have a crush on someone or fantasize about someone, but I feel like your fantasy person, like your dream person, is becoming real in 2020, and they want to date you. And it's definitely something that might be a little bit unexpected. Like, you might unexpectedly start dating a person and they're like your dream person. And especially if you're watching this right now, maybe you're single and you're like super single, or maybe you don't have a roster, maybe you can't even imagine what I'm talking about. But honestly, I just see that for Pisces. I see you getting into this partnership that is like life-changing, because it is someone you truly want, someone that matches up with your values, your goals, that treats you right, that pursues you, treats you how you want to be treated ultimately. And so, as I mentioned, there's this really magnified social aspect for you guys. So for your dating life, I feel like your social life and dating life is directly linked. And even like your social networking life, like even social groups you're a part of, maybe even school or work, things like that, places where you're the most social is where you will find this partner of yours, or where you will date the most. I think dating overall is magnified for you, and I really feel like you'll find it's like your dating pool is in your social life, if that makes sense. It's not like your social life is separate from your dating life. I feel like for Pisces in 2020, those two things are kind of merged. So whatever social groups you're part of, social networks, whatever socializing you do, I think romance comes out of that, as well as friendships and acquaintances. And obviously you might find a partner or romantic partners through your friends as well. So friendship, socializing is kind of like the gateway to your romantic life in 2020, if that makes sense. And then interestingly enough, the 11th house is really activated for you in 2020. I mentioned that in the predictions video, and the 11th house does rule social media, social networks. So this is a year where you might find more love online. I know usually the reputation of online dating isn't great, but I feel like for Pisces, you can luck out this year. And maybe if you've never even had like a social dating app or whatever, if you download one this year and try to use it or date on it, you might have more success than the average person, if that makes sense. So I would say give it a shot if you're super like you've never done it, because you might just find a really great partnership on there, or just have luck with online dating more than usual. And then also the same thing with like Instagram or anyone just like hitting you up on social media. I feel like you have more success with it than usual. Like if someone slides into your DMs, I feel like for Pisces specifically, it's more likely to turn into something serious than just like the average day of the average person who doesn't have like this 11th house activated for 2020 like you do. So there's like this really positive energy for Pisces as it pertains to dating, love, and romance. You will probably get in a relationship and it's going to be someone you actually want, someone that actually matches your standards or your guidelines or whatever. It's not just some superficial thing that you can find anywhere. It's going to be really special for you. So that brings me to the two types of Pisces watching this video. So either you're single or you're in a relationship. So I'm going to give a prediction for single Pisces and then a prediction for relationship Pisces. So for my single Pisces, like I said, you're definitely going to get into a relationship, and I think you and like only like one other sign have it in their chart where it's like you're gonna get into a relationship. A lot of people, it's like hit or miss if they want to or if they don't, but for you specifically, I really do feel like you're gonna get into a relationship. And honestly, it might be a bit unexpected. It might be something that you never even thought you would get. Like I said, I see you even like meeting your dream partner or soulmate, and those kind of things you can't really expect in life, or you never really know when that's going to happen or when that person would come into your life. But for you, Pisces, I feel like this would happen in 2020 for you. And that's really exciting. And I feel like it's going to be really special for you. And then another scenario that's likely for a lot of Pisces is that you might have a friend that turns into a relationship. As I mentioned, friendship, socializing, social groups is your major theme for the year. So you might just meet someone and they're just like your friend at first and you kind of just overlook them, and then maybe in the middle of the year or end of the year you might end up being in a relationship with them or being romantic with them, even though it started off as a friendship. And then again, for single Pisces, I definitely feel like you might have luck with online dating, which is like something I'd never think that I would say, but I really feel like you could have luck with it more than other people, more success, more results with online dating. And overall, you just have luck with love if you're just socializing, if you're just networking, even if you're just going to a networking event, doing any sort of social thing, you have luck with finding someone that way and kind of unexpectedly as well. I definitely see your relationship strengthening, maybe taking it to the next level. Overall, you do have positive energy as it pertains to relationships. So if you're already in one, it's only going to get better. And I definitely see you guys doing group activities together. Maybe you go on a vacation together, or maybe you start some sort of project together, or you collaborate in some way that involves you guys working together as a team. And I feel like when you do that, it really strengthens your bond together. And honestly, I do feel like if you're in a relationship, you're going to start making goals with your partner or doing like joint goals, if that makes sense. Or maybe you do something where it's like you do like a couple's vision board or a couple's or you could do like a couple's YouTube channel. I do see some sort of online thing for you guys in 2020. So maybe like a couple's YouTube channel or a couple's creative project, couple's vision board, anything where it's like a creative project, creative energy. You're creating something creative with your partner. I see you guys doing that together and strengthening your bond through those kind of activities in 2020. And overall, I do see you guys setting goals together. And I feel like when you set goals with someone else, it automatically just strengthens your partnership because you guys hold each other accountable to accomplish something neither of you could do on your own, but together you come and make a bigger project together. And then I do have a surprise for you guys. So I wrote down all the predictions I gave you in this video and I put it on my Instagram at astrokit, so follow that so you don't miss them. Also subscribe to my channel. I do predictions every single month. You don't want to miss those, so make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see my Pisces in the next video.